Hi everybody, welcome to a thing that I'm doing. I wanted to talk about Scott Cawthon and the stuff that happened, you know, the guy who made that really weird game, FNAF. Yeah, that's the one, the horror games that I can't play because I have anxiety. Brilliant. I have a headache today because it's really warm, so bear with me if I seem a bit weird. Also, this involves some American political shit, and, well, I'm not American, but I know me politics. Obviously, Spacey's American, so we're gonna kind of navigate that. I mean, it really just comes down to the fact that he funded a lot of political, like, right-wing, you know, Republican? Yeah, that's the word for it, political things. Amounts such as, for Ben Carson, $2,500. The National Republican Senatorial CMT, which I don't know what that is, but I assume it's just more Republican, $2,500. Actually, I think that is just him giving $2,500 to the Republican Party. Mitch McConnell, $5,000. He also paid into the WinRed PAC, which obviously is a Republic PAC. PAC's kind of like a funding that goes to the presidential candidate. That's the one. Yeah, that's like it's a fund that goes to them, and he donated $2,500 to that. Kevin McCarthy, $933. Bill Cassidy, $2,800. $2,000 straight to Donald Trump. Kathy McMorris Rogers, $2,800. And Tulsi Gabbard as well. Now, I'll be putting these like references to this on the screen, but here's the thing. If we look into, I've got my tablet, and I'm actually going, if it would like to do its thing, yep. We're actually gonna be a bit proper, because I believe that what he's done is actually harmful to the LGBT community. So what I want to do right now is look up the recent policies of Mitch McConnell. Oh, basically, according to these, stuff like Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act, and no taxpayer funding for abortion, Paying Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. Oh, great. He's just really pro-life, and I don't like that, personally, but hey, that's my personal politics, I guess, and I just don't like that, but that's fine. Mitch McConnell so far coming out fine. When Mitch McConnell was asked, do you support gay marriage and LGBT rights, he said no. I've always felt that marriage was between one man and one woman, but he then flip-flopped on that. He voted yes to ban same-sex marriage in the Constitution. He voted against adding sexual orientation to hate crimes. For example, if you are gay and you get beaten for being gay in the street, that, under his, like, view of it, that's not a hate crime. He also voted to make spying on the citizens a bit more legal. What else did he do? He voted yes on prohibiting same-sex marriage, but we've already seen that. He wants to allow businesses to discriminate against LGBT people when employing them for their sexual orientation or gender. And that's about it. Yeah, he's massively just got an anti-civil rights thing going on. When it comes to Donald Trump, it's a bit more obvious. The guy literally banned trans people from, well, tried to ban trans people from serving in the military, and was openly kind of a bit iffy about it. He wasn't exactly a shining pillar for safety of LGBT people, and it caused a lot of harm in his time. The idea that this public figure with a large impressionable fan base supporting these people isn't great, like, at all. It's not brilliant, and kinda hurtful to know about it after, like, I don't play the games, alright? they are so simple that a child could play them, and many do. It's very much that easy to play, hard to master kind of deal. Sorry, I just need a drink. Yeah, it's very much that easy to play, hard to master kind of dealio. And, you know, it's a good kind of game, but he's got a large and impressionable fan base. His fan base is very young. I haven't played them. They're pretty okay games, I think, anyway. And I've admired the lore for a long time, and the writing, and how convoluted it is, and it's kind of, within its own right, it's kind of a ARG, like an ARG, but not an ARG. Because of how convoluted and weaving it is, it has the same feeling as like that kind of storytelling. And just the fact that this guy who was like anyone can become an indie dev, you know, anyone, no matter what, can rise up to become an indie dev. This inspiration for me as a developer at some points when I was growing up, and made me think, oh my god, this is viable, supporting these kinds of people, supporting the Republican Party, which, let's just say, Spacey cried when the Liberals got in office, like won the election, because it meant, oh, I feel like 10% safer. Not a great amount, but in America it's like all you can ask for. And you know, but I do one thing I want to go over is, and I can actually go over pretty well, is his response, because I have some things to say about his response. It's important to note, gave a lot to pro-LGBT charities, and that's fine. That's okay, and just has given a lot to charity, but good people can do bad things, and we can't forget that. Here we go, my response and maybe last post. Discussion. This message isn't specifically directed at the Reddit community. I'm guessing that's the FNAF Reddit. This is just the community that I care the most and where I chose to post these things. I never cared much for Twitter anyway. Oh, because it was on r/FNAF. Okay, that makes sense. To say the last few days have been surreal would be an understatement. I've debated greatly how to best address this, including not addressing it at all. That's the worst option you could do in this case. I'm sorry, but it is. My stance on this should be clear by the flag behind me. But with so many people from the LGBT community and the fan base that I love, it's not an option. I'd like to think the last 7 years would have given me the benefit of the doubt regards to how I treat people. No. You don't... When it comes to people's safety, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. You're not above critique because you're popular or you have goodwill, and you shouldn't be. Thank God thank God people are like coming out to critique you. You're not above it. In fact, you're more susceptible to it because you're a public figure, Scott. But there I was, trending on Twitter for being a homophobe, getting doxxed. That's terrible. Doxing is never right. With people threatening to come to my house, that's never right either. Harassment is wrong 110%. My wife is 6 weeks pregnant and she spent last night in fear because of what was being said online. This is the bit I don't like. He starts making it about himself. I don't like that. This is about the things you did, not how it affects you, because no matter how it affects you, it affects this community worse. Okay? Listen, you've got kids, your wife's pregnant. I appreciate that. It's not easy being on blast. But you fudged up, right? You gotta own that. You gotta address it, you gotta try and make right. And I don't think you can, because, for example, Trump, he repealed loads of protections for the LGBT community. And that's horrible. But hey, you know, it was just a donation. Anyway, she has already been struggling with a pregnancy, so seeing her so afraid really scared me. All this because I exercised my right and my duty as an American citizen to vote for and support the candidates who I felt could best run the country for everyone, and that's something that I won't apologize for. You're doubling down on this? Really? I haven't read this yet. Wow. Oh no, this next book's worse. For those who took the time to look, you saw the candidates I supported, including men, women, white and black people, Republicans and Democrats. Really, because I saw a lot of R's and not a whole lot of B's. I supported Kimberly Klacik in Baltimore because I believe she really cared for the African American community there and wanted to pull them out of poverty. I believe she could really make a difference in a time when so many black communities were struggling. She lost, unfortunately. I supported Tulsi Gabbard, a Democrat. Oh, was she? I thought she was Republican. Oops. Even though I disagreed with her on several issues because I felt she would have been a good and fair president. And yes, I supported Trump, not President Trump, Scott, just Trump. Because I felt he was the best man to fuel a strong economy and stand up to America's enemies abroad. And that's how he gets you. Because he fearmongers this. These enemies abroad and this economy. Your economy was worse under Trump. The stock market looked better, but the economy was worse. And there's no enemies. You're in the UN. Someone messes with you, you got NATO on your side. You are more, America is more likely to go to war with other countries than other countries are likely to go to war with America. You're instigators. That's how Trump gets you, though. He does that, and no. Anyway, of which there are many, there aren't. Well, there might be. Tell me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, the only enemies that you have are ones you've made yourselves. Not the people, but the country. Even if there were candidates who had better things to say to the LGBT community directly and bigger promises to make, I believe their stance on other issues would have ended up doing much greater harm to those communities than good. All of this explanation I've here is wasted. People don't want to discuss with one another anymore. They want endless apologies and submission. People who are expecting those from me will get neither. I've always been supportive of creators and have tried to treat everyone fairly and treat everyone with dignity and respect. I never cared about anyone's race, religion, gender, or orientation. I just treat people as people, everyone the same. Because of that, I've ended up with a very diverse group of people that I've worked with over the years. It wasn't intentional, it just happened that way. I chose people who are best for the job. I treat everyone the same. And I ended up with people from all walks of life in my professional life and my personal life as well. That's the way it should be. That's the way I want it to be. That's the way I will continue to be. I'm a Republican, I'm a Christian, I'm pro-life, I believe in God, I also believe in equality. I'm not too fond of pro-life stuff, but I don't care. And in science and in common sense, despite what some may say, all of those things can go together. That's not an apology or a promise to change. You can't be pro-life and believe in science, by the way. Not really. Because a scientific approach actually supports being pro-choice, especially given that you supported Mitch McConnell, who constantly spouts about stuff like, the fetus can feel pain when it's been aborted, but it can't. You know, stuff like that. If I get cancelled, then I get cancelled. I don't do this for the money anymore. I do it because I enjoy it. If people think I'm doing more harm than good now, then maybe it's better I get cancelled and retire. I would accept that. I've had a fulfilling career. Besides, most things that people can take from you are things that never had much value to begin with. I've always loved and continue to love this community and fan base, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Here's the problem. He's doubled down for a start. Here's another problem. I don't think he's transphobic or homophobic or anything like that. I don't think he's actively those things. I don't think he's actively racist either. I think he's ignorant. I don't think he realizes how much damage these things do. I don't think he does in the slightest. You see, it's all well and good saying, yes, I voted for this person, but voting for someone isn't the same as giving them $5,000. It's not. I vote Labour. I live in the UK. I vote Labour, but voting Labour wouldn't be the same as giving them money. At all. It just wouldn't. It would kind of be... I think that stuff like that's kind of wrong. I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird system. I don't get it. But, I vote Labour because I settle for Labour. Giving them money is more than settling. You know, it's a big jump, and I don't think he realizes that he's funding and he's supporting people that are doing massive harm to this community that he claims he loves. Trying constantly to repeal protective rights for LGBT people. It's dangerous, and he's spreading this and he's doubling down, and again, it's dangerous. And I know I'm going to get the argument in the comics of... Comics? Oh, bloody hell. I know I'm going to get the argument in the comments of, well, he gives loads of money to charity, and I've addressed that, alright? Great people can do bad things. I'm not saying he's malicious. He's probably not. Scott probably is not in any way malicious when he's doing these things, alright? But what he probably is just not aware and ignorant of the real situation here. Mag sent me loads of research for this video. I didn't need most of it. I really just needed the basics, which I've gone through on camera, and his response. But thank you anyway, Mag. I know you're going to see this in the video. But I do just think he's ignorant, and that's okay. You can become educated, but he doesn't seem to want to either, because he did just double down in his little wah wah thing, you know, not wah wah, you know what I mean. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I want to give him, like, you know, it's 7 years of goodwill, guys. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him the benefit of the doubt. You don't have to. I feel so silly. I feel stupid recording this, but I wanted to get on it, you know. I'm going to be keeping an eye on how the situation evolves and how things go and all that, you know. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Hit the little bell. If you wish to support me monetarily, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. There's also links to the Twitter and the Discord, where you'll get the Twitter, you'll get updates, random thoughts from me, and the occasional 5 AM insomnia tweet. With the Discord, you'll get the same notifications, same random thoughts, but you'll get to chat to people who are also like-minded, probably share a lot of the same opinions, chat about your favourite games, favourite subjects, blah-de-blah-de-blah, all of that. You'll get to chat about all of it. It's a great deal. I fully recommend it. I've been spending more time in there lately. I love it. Logan is great, and Redra is great, and Spacey is great, and everyone there is really nice, and I'm enjoying it, and I've been speaking to them more, and it's, yeah, I fully recommend that you join the Discord. But no matter what you decide to do with all of that info and all of those links, I've been Koto. This has been a little thing about Scott Cawthon, and I'll see you guys next time I record. Bye.